between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
There he goes, left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
He goes 86 yards on the kick return. And the Browns will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point by York is up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
Come on, ready?
Here's Burrow to throw right away. This goes out wide from Mixon.
And he's got some space here. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards. First catch of this game, a big one. Of course, he had the big performance last week when he was AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, but that was so last week, wasn't it? I mean, look at what he's doing now. I think he's trying to exceed what he did in that game and continue to ascend in this season.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd.
And he'll be brought down just shy of 40.
That reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations, quite the accomplishment. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon.
Down to about the 37. The Bengals sitting at 5-2 on the year. And they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here we go. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They go play action with Burrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Here we go. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Here we go, here we go.
4th down. Here's Joe Burrow. He completes it to Boyd.
And he is going to have the Bengals first down. It's a gain of 12 on 4th.
A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling.
Charles, their first drive of the game, and already they're taking chances here, but they get the 4th down conversion. I'm curious, do you think that that's something they game planned for on the opening drive if it came up, or is that something that happened organically?
I think that they game planned for it, Brandon, and when you think about it, Let's just say it. The word analytics is a big part of how everyone looks at a game nowadays, but it's not just the analytics. It's a coach willing to be daring, willing to be bold, and they certainly were there.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Now it's Burrow. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Now that's a heck of a moment for your first sack of the game, because if this long drive ends without a touchdown because of that sack, we're going to look back and say that might be one of the biggest plays of this contest.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
They'll set up to throw.
Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown.
CD, what a sensational start for this defense. Instead of just forcing the 3 and out, which they were about to do, they pick it off and take it in for the score.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't just settle for the standard good way to start a game. They started in dramatic fashion. Take it away, score points, and guess what? They'll be flying to go back out there on defense again after that play.
And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls, because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett, his 2nd sack of the night.
Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
Yeah, and you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wheeler. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
That felt like a trap, because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And finding the tight end, Wilson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a 1st down.
Here we go, here we go.
And they go play action now. Burrow trying to lay one up deep. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play there for Cincinnati. 43 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Now Burrow. He'll get just a yard on the scramble in second down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Second down and goal. Burrow. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all three phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And, Charles, what a battle this is within the division, because these guys, they've got the lead, but not by much. On the other side of the field, they're knocking on the door and trying to equal them in the wins category.
And I love that second part that you talked about, equaling them in the wins category, because if somehow you get down to the end of the year and they're tied in record, head-to-head's always the first tiebreaker. So the winner of this game, they'll have a big advantage.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Bengals first down.
21-0 our score after one.
With the score, Browns 21, Bengals nothing.
Here we go, here we go.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. And that's caught one more time by Boyd.
Here we go.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Here we go, here we go.
From the 44, Burrow. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Here we go.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing again, it's Burrow. It's brought in by Wilson. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 35. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
11.
Now Burrow on 1st down. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the Browns 31-yard line.
Here we go.
From the 31, Burrow. Throw left side complete. That's Boyd. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. to Mixon on the check down. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And the Browns will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series because drives like that, to end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
After the interception, here's Watson. No, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Wilson. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Burrow looking to pass. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. And that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Well, let's see what they do. They're knocking on the door here in the 2nd quarter.
And you know what you look at on your play sheet? Your 2-point conversion plays, because you've drawn up a number of them in today's football. You don't just have 1 or 2 for the game. You have more like 6 or 7. Which one do you like here? Because that's essentially what you're going for right now. That spot of the field, call one of those and go.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On first down, it's Watson. That one taken in by T. Higgins. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Again, it's Watson. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates.
But that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game.
On one, right?
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. And that pick 6, Charles, that moves it up now to a 3-touchdown advantage. A great individual defensive effort there to continue what has been a very lopsided first half.
And I better buckle in my seatbelt, right? Because you know, as a former DB, when I see a pick 6, I'm up and jumping up and down watching it. Yeah, I'm supposed to be neutral, but those kind of plays, they excite me every time. They are in absolute control in this one. Nice play there.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. After the pick 6, here's Burrow again. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And that will be incomplete complete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. On fourth down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Browns drive about to get started. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
A final shot before the break. Watson going out wide, finds Chubb. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Bengals with work to do in this third quarter, but they'll get the football first as we are back underway. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now it's Burrow. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. Fourth down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. Wilson's got it complete. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. A big pickup of 12 yards on fourth down to keep this drive from stalling. Play action. It's Burrow. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Again, it's Burrow. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team is struggling to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
In motion, the tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Watson. Open man is Marquez Stevenson. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Now Watson. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
York able to send this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. But whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle, looking at each other.
And Burrow going to throw again. This is caught. It's Boyd. Down inside the 10. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. So now the Bengals offense will stay out there as they'll decide to go for 2. And Burrow's going to look to throw for it. And that's caught at the 2. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Browns drive about to get started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
To try again after the sack. Watson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. Oh, fires this one downfield for Chubb. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Burrow. And a completion to Wilson. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Over the middle, complete. It's Boyd. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night.
Here we go. Here we go.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. Wilson's got it on the crossing route. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
That's good for the Bengals. First down. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
From the red zone now, here's Burrow 1st down. And my goodness, another interception. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Browns force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. I want to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6th one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth-quarter hole.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for Cincinnati. 46 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
He's got it.
Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. He's got daylight. The 30. 10, 5, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
The York on now for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Here we go, here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout that's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Burrow's throw here going to be caught by Wilson.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Here we go.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
3rd and 2, now Burrow. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wheeler.
Here we go.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
11 empty.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And now here is another interception.
Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
2nd down, here's Chubb again.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they work this out past the 25.
48 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
The Browns send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Now Burrow.
Gets this pass again to Boyd.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Burrow will throw. And this is going to be intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick.
And the Browns are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Down to a knee goes Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game. So Cleveland